reuse is one of the circular economy strategies, and it means that a discharged product or material is used for a second time with the same original function. The reuse strategy is associated with a potential higher environmental benefit compared to the other circular strategies. Reusing the glass allows to reduce the CO2 emissions compared to recycling or manufacturing a new glass, as it avoids the energy-intensive process of melting. It reduces the glass waste generation, and it allows to preserve the material quality of the product instead of downgrading it with recycling. But what does it mean, the glass reuse? The reuse strategy could be applied at the material or at the product level. The reuse of the glass panels is possible only after the disassembling and the separation of the glass from the other materials of the unit. Whereas to reuse the full product, which is the insulating glass unit, it's necessary to collect the units from the building and then installing them in another one. This lesson will focus mainly in the reuse of glass. To reuse the glass, the panes needs to be collected and prepared before they can be reused. The whole process involves several steps. The first step is harvesting the glass units from the building, which typically happen after the selective deconstruction of a facade or window system, at the end of its service life. Then the glazing units should be disassembled in order to separate the glass pane from the frame. Finally, the glass pane needs to be sorted according to their quality. During the harvesting, the insulating glass units are separated from the window frame and stored. During this assembly, the cutting is done in the space between the glass and the spacer. Then the spacer is removed, and the glass surface needs to be cleaned from the contamination of the other materials, such as the adhesive sealants. Decontaminating the glass surface is a complex process and is not always fully achievable. To tackle this issue, a possible solution would be the edge trimming of the glass. The disassembly of an insulating glass unit is a complex and time-consuming process to do by hand. Therefore, an industrial disassembling procedure and machinery needs to be set up. In this context, an industrial disassembly machine has recently been developed. The quality assessment of the glass panels should analyze various key aspects, such as the glass type, the visual quality, so the presence of defects on the glass surface, and the residual strength of the glass, which is strongly correlated to the condition of the surface, again defects and scratches. Once the glass panels have been disassembled and inspected, they can be sorted according to the reuse potential. Therefore, the panels with a high reuse potential can be reused to create a new insulating glass unit, which could be then installed in a new building. Instead, the glass with a low reuse potential could be directly recycled in the float plant. Another strategy could be the reuse of the full insulating glass unit without disassembling. This operation seems easier and faster to carry out, as it doesn't include the disassembling, but the residual performance of the insulating glass unit, due to decreased gas content in the cavity, limits the potential application. The reduced gas content impacts the unit's insulation properties over its lifetime, making the strategy less beneficial overall. This picture shows how the reuse of glass could look like on a facade. These are examples of projects where the glass or the IGU have been successfully reused in new buildings. You can see that the architects adapted the configuration of the glazing in the facade in order to match the dimensions of the reclaimed glazing. The implementation of glass reuse and the overall increase of glass collection are currently hindered by many challenges, which require further attention and study. Some of them are the complexity of disassembling, because the glazing components are not designed to be disassembled, and furthermore, the brittle nature and the dimensions of the glass makes the logistic process very complex. The lack of collaboration among the different stakeholders of the glass value chain, the need to create and develop a more solid market for the building secondary materials, including the glass, the lack of regulations and standards which support the reuse process. Eventually, there's the need of further research and development about the technical challenges, such as a non-destructive assessment of the glass residual quality, how to reuse the laminated glass panels, and more. Key takeaways from this lesson on the glass reuse. The reuse of glass offers higher environmental benefits compared to recycling, as it avoids the energy-intensive melting process. The reuse process requires complex procedures, including a careful harvesting to prevent breakages, disassembly of the insulating glass units, and an extensive quality control. Major challenges include overcoming technical and logistic limitations, meeting stringent quality standards, and ensuring competitiveness in the market.